Hi guys and welcome back to LWA. In a recent video with the Tywin gun unboxing, you may remember that I actually told you about a punishment gun that I'm making for the team that I'm in, the Grey Reapers. There'll be a video coming out about them guys soon, I promise. So the reason for this video today then is for the punishment gun and the making of. You may remember in the video, the punishment gun is a Tri-Shot Firepower M5 shotgun. It's your bog standard shotgun. It has no kind of additional benefits to it. It's just it's actually pretty tight to bring back that spring, to be honest with you. But it's just a bog standard shotgun. So I don't want somebody backing me up in a fight with just a bog standard shotgun. I mean, who really would want that anyway? So what we're going to do is we're going to add on some tricks, we're going to add on some decal, we're going to make it look nice, we're going to make it feel better, and we're going to allow the actual person that gets punished for the blue on blue to actually have a little bit of a fighting chance at defending themselves and also defending their Reaper teammates. So, that's the stock weapon. Here is the decal that we're adding. It's called a punishment gun for a reason, so I'm going to call it the Punisher. I'm going to stick that decal on there. I have plenty of shells for it. We've got a shell holder. Unfortunately, some of the shell holders have actually lost their elasticity. So we're going to cut it down. With a little bit of Velcro, we're going to stick it on the side and make that a little bit better. We've got a foregrip. As you can see on the shotgun, it doesn't actually have any rails of any sort. So, one of the guys on the team has donated this single shot shotgun, which basically doesn't work. It racks, but when you push it forward, it fires off. So not even pressing the trigger, look, hand off the trigger. So pretty decent if you actually want something to do something like that, but I don't. So I'm going to be taking the rail off this, and we're going to be using that. I'm going to be taking the rail off here. Might strip down some of the other parts and see if we can use them on this new shotgun. So let's get into the build. So first things first, I've got 3 different camera angles set up so I can actually show you the best process of actually doing this. And first of all, we're just going to strip this this shotgun down. So the first thing we're going to need is going to be this top slide here. We're going to need to take that off because we're going to need to take, this is the actual part that's going to go for the actual rail of the foregrip. So first of all, we need to take this off. And we're also taking off this rail here. This one is going to be for the sight. On the bottom of here, you'll be able to see there's 2 screw points, which would make perfect sense to be able to actually put a rail and actually screw the actual rail directly into those screw points. Maybe just get some longer screws and then stick them in there. Unfortunately, I actually can't find a rail that will actually, you know, these holes don't line up. The actual rail's just the right length as it. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to actually cut off the rail off the top of this part here, drill some holes to match the actual length of the foregrip here, and I'll be able to screw this rail directly straight into the actual pump action. So next we need the hacksaw, and we need to cut this rail off this guard bit here. You could just snap it off probably, but I want to try and make it as neat as possible. So just going to go straight down there. This is where a vise would come in handy. I'll tell you what, come back to me when this is done, yeah? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through the second one first. That will then give me exactly where I will put the first screw in, and then what I'll do is I'll mark it off and then drill the second one, because the second one's going to go halfway through the actual rise bit there, so it's not fitting perfect, but it's a lot better than nothing. Okay, so crisis averted. This is the screw that I pulled out from the focus. This is the screw that I pulled out from the actual gun itself. As you can see there, it's quite short, which means that if I try and actually put it through the actual the rail, as well as also going back into the gun, it's not going to fit very well. So managed to find this one here, which gives me a little bit of extra length, and I just checked it does fit. Right, so I've done everything in my power to be able to try and get this front rail to fit onto the front of this freaking shotgun, and I can't do it. I freaking tried everything. The front end screws in perfectly. If I try and use the front end bit as the back end, it fits in perfectly. But the opposite end just won't freaking go in for some reason. The only thing I'm going to think of being able to do to make sure this actually fits in place and holds in place is when I put the epoxy in place. I actually, hold on, it's making a liar out of me. So this back end is just not holding. It's just not holding the screw in place. The front end is fine. Front end is holding the fine. It's just the back end's not holding it in, which is really weird because I've got a longer screw here. It's like double the length of the screws that I'm trying to use, and that actually goes in, and it actually holds in as well, and it holds it in really well. So as you can see, that's the longer screw in. The only issue is with that long screw in, it hits in against something there and it just won't rack all the way back. So what I'm going to do is I'm ready now to do all the epoxying, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the epoxy on this front end, and I'm going to lay the front rail down and screw it in place, and hopefully the epoxy will obviously keep the front rail in place. If it doesn't, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, to be honest with you, because I'm a little bit dumbfounded. Right, leave that to set. We'll come back to it later. Separating. Clamp. Place. Right, I'm going to go and get rid of this resin off my hands. Back soon. It's been 24 hours since I actually put this guard on and put this clamp on to keep it in place. So I gave it the maximum amount of time that you could actually give something, and there's only one way to find out whether or not it's worked or not. So I'm going to take the rail. Now obviously there's a load of glue all over it and it looks absolutely bogging, but obviously we can just tidy that up so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Okay, push that down, I'll get about halfway. Okay. Put the bolt back in place. Okay, let's do the test then, isn't it? There we go. Seems pretty solid. Only time will tell whether or not that will actually stay in place or not, but seems to be pretty solid in there. Good stuff. As you can see, the glue is a little bit goppy around there, so we're going to have to pick that away and tidy it up. But obviously we'll worry about that towards the end of the build. Right, so whilst that's setting for the next 24 hours, we're now going to move on to the ammunition holder. So this is one that was given to me with the shotgun, which obviously I took apart. But unfortunately, two of the elastic parts on it have, well, you see, not holding in around at all. So it's pretty pointless putting all four of these on. So what I'm going to do is, two of these are retaining the actual shotgun shell quite well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this all off. I'm going to cut it down here, and then we've got some self-adhesive Velcro. We're going to cut it to size, and then obviously one half will go onto the gun, the other half will go onto the shell carry. There we go. And there is my double shell carrier. Done. So that'll just stick on the side of the gun, and that bit will stick onto the gun tomorrow once it's done setting with the top rail there. Because obviously where the clamp is at the moment is where this actually goes. But there we go, that is another job done. Okay, so that is where we're going to leave it for today. Literally I can't do the decal until I clean up the gun. I can't put on the rounds until I clean up the gun. I can't do anything until that sets. So as it sits right now, we're kind of just done for the day really. Just got to wait for that to set, and then I'll come back to it tomorrow. So, insert a SpongeBob SquarePants time card.
8:01 p.m.
6 hours later. So, I am back for the final part of this epic build that I'm doing. I came back into my shed earlier on and saw that rail that I put on was rising at the back, and no matter what I was doing, it wasn't sticking down. So I decided to go with a small rail in the end. It looks pretty decent on there, and this is the state of the shotgun so far. Still racks, still fires. I've just tested it there. So now all we need to do now is make it pretty, put on those shell casings, put on the decal, and then that is it. That is the shotgun completed. So we're going to crack on, and we're going to put on the shotgun shell thing first. So this is already lined up already, so all I need to do is simply just peel back the sticky back plastic. I don't know if that's a real thing, and stick this on here. Need to try and make sure that it's good. Sorry I'm out of the camera at the moment, but that'll do. So there we go, that is now on there. And we'll take those shells out, and we'll just put them over here for the moment. The reason why is because, as I've mentioned at the beginning, this weapon is a punishment weapon. So what better name to call it than the Punisher? Now, I have to admit here, I haven't actually done anything like sticking this sort of stuff down before. I read the instructions, but they were about as like reading Chinese. I understand that you need to kind of peel it off this white bit first. I understand it can be tricky to get it all off. So, slowly does it. I really don't want to fuck this up. Excuse my language. Come on. I'm up to the P. That's the E. That's the T. No, the H rather. I do know the alphabet, I promise. CH. Come on. Very awkward at the end. Oh, there we go. Perfect. There we go. So, this is going along the edge here. Okay. Okay, I've committed. Okay, just get a cloth. So to get a cloth and rub it down. Now believe it or not, that should be the easier one of the two, because actually putting the Punisher skull on is apparently pretty difficult. So I think this is, yeah, the eyes have got an indentation. Right, okay. What I'm going to do is just going to peel it off from the top. Hopefully that'll be the best move. Okay, good start. It's good. Right. Now this is going to be going over the butt, and I want it to kind of wrap around the back end like that. So like that. Excellent. Cloth. Now, peeling this off is actually going to be the difficult part, because you've got to peel this backing label off, and I'm hoping that when I peel this off it'll come off quite easily. So let's start with the letters. That's not a good start. That's better. Oh. Slowly, slowly, catch your monkey. How awesome does that look? Oh yeah! That is wicked! I am loving that. Okay, so here we go. a bit. Okay, it's not coming off that corner there. Might need to start at the bottom here, all the way up. Is it staying down? Oh, it has. I think that's the problem, getting the first bit down to stay down. And then hopefully the rest will follow. Stay. Alright, okay. Quite an integral part here. I'm just going to rip it over. That's it. I'm going to do the same with this bit, just rip this over. Not stuck down. Damn it. Damn it. Why did that bit not stick down? That's right, I'm committed now. I've got to go. I'm going to put this in the house. Well, hopefully the heat will help it stick, because it's bubbling up at the moment. I hope it's because I'm not being too rough with it. Oh, I hope it stays down, because this looks freaking wicked, man. Boom! There we go, I've got a bit of a bubble in the middle there. I think that might just be where the crease of the actual gun is on the stock. I don't know. It's bubbled up there, look. Oh well. Still looks freaking awesome though, doesn't it, eh? I'm pissed off about that. Absolutely fuck all I can do about it though. Like I said, I'll take it inside and put it in the dry heat in the kitchen. Happy with that though, that looks awesome. There we go then guys, the Punisher. Don't shoot blue and blue if you're a Grey Reaper is all I can say, because if you do, wouldn't want to be you. Anyway, well, I learned some lessons whilst doing this. It's definitely an experience trying to make you know, your own kind of customization on a weapon that basically isn't designed to be customed. I've got a feeling that this is definitely going to be readjusted over time. You know, it's going to definitely have to. I've got a feeling like this could come away, that could come away, the elastic could go, this could come off. So you know, there is many things that could go with this, wrong with the stuff that I've done. But at the end of the day, for my first attempt, I'm quite happy with that. So anyway, I hope I've got a good recording on this. I hope I've got a good recording on that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's not like a gameplay or anything along those lines, but it is a little bit of something different for my channel. Got many good things coming up, I promise. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and as always guys, don't forget to wear your eye pro.